Be true to thine own self. How can you be true to your own self? In a world that has lost sight of the beauty and the magnificence of creation and a loving God. How can you be true to thine own self if you are locked in a mindset of fear, in a mindset of judgment, in a mindset of a rebellious nature against love? As I'm looking at you now, I'm hearing the words of the great Dhammapada. Hate is not overcome by hate. Hate is overcome by love. So to be true to thine own self, the first rule for me is to be true to myself, is to honor who I am, that despite my vulnerability and my weakness, despite my faults and my failings, I am a beloved child of God. But the God that I love is not a God who has enslaved me to fear. Like in my early years as a young boy growing up in a religious family where it was very negative. It was about paying lip service to a God of fear, not a God of love. And now I can understand as a much older man, hopefully a little bit more wiser, though foolish at times, that the God I love today does not compare with the God I was forced to love yesterday. Because the God I love today has empowered me through the crucifixion of my ego 14 years ago when I became very ill and publicly disgraced because of my induced manic behavior, a side effect of a well-known prescribed antidepressant. Had that not have happened, then I wouldn't be sat before you today sharing this. I would be looping and living in fear. My relationship with God would be still that of a codependent, afraid of judgment, because I was governed by fear. Today my relationship with God is governed by love. But my relationship, I suppose, is very different to what my church has taught me. Because I have gone beyond the church and gone to the source and gone to the teachings of the barefoot Galilean. And I reflect on many of his wonderful simple parables. And when I think of the Samaritan woman, an outcast, Jesus didn't condemn her. Jesus loved her. I can't say that for a lot of religions today because they've become so judgmental, so elitist, where they have isolated a lot of God's children, their brothers and sisters. And they have alienated many from a loving God. And a society that has come to reject a loving Father, Mother God, because they're blaming God. They're blaming God. And it is not God. And I was one of them too, as a Catholic monk, because I lived in fear. Fear of breaking the rule, fear of being stripped and exposed. But you know, to be true to thine own self takes a lot of courage. And to get to that place, one has to remind oneself of the story of the onion. An onion? Yes, an onion. I remember many years ago my spiritual director in Enclosed Nun saying to me, a fellow Franciscan, sharing with me, that very often we're like an onion in the hands of a loving Father, Mother God. And each layer that's taken away is a layer of our selfishness, a layer of our stubbornness, a layer representing our lack of truth, dignity, a lack of respect for the divine within. It's a peeling away of the layers of self-righteousness and allowing our humility, our reverence, our integrity, our inner beauty come forth. But when you look at the onion, it has an outer layer, its coat, its overcoat. It's firm, it's solid. And you know, that layer prevents any light getting in, and it prevents any goodness coming out. So that's why the onion gets bigger and bigger and bigger, because it's encased. And it's like that with us, with our ego. So many people today allow others feed their ego. And it takes a person of real courage to come into their quiet time and to ask God, help me to be true to my own self. Help me to be honest with myself, to stop pretending, to stop lying, to stop abusing your love. And the secret is to be yourself. To stop pretending that you're somebody else. To open your wardrobe door and let out your skeletons. Let them breathe. Face them. Face them with God's love. Face them with the power of that love. And come into your power as a child of God. Because we have no fear if we are rooted in that selfless love of God. And nothing and no one can destroy us. Yes, people may say all sorts of evil things about us, as I've experienced in my life. And it's not for us to defend those accusations, and it's not for us to fight them. Because for us to move forward into that place of love, into that place where there is harmony and divine connectedness, our ego has to be crucified for us to be truly honorable and truthful to our own truth. And when we are truthful and honor our truth, we are given a special gift from God. And that gift is our truth, to speak our truth from love, and not to allow anyone or anything or any event in our past destroy that truth. And if we have fallen by the wayside in our past, as I have many, many times, then that should not have a hold on us. And it doesn't matter the sort of person we were. What matters is the person we are today. We all have a past. Every saint canonized by the Catholic Church has a past. Look at Peter. He denied his master 3 times, but in his egotistical, nonsensical way he denied. And he said to Jesus, I would never deny you. Pompous is the word. I've been that. I've been all those things. And at times I feel ashamed that I shut down my heart center to love because of my own stubbornness. But today is a different day. Today is a new day. Today is a new dawn. And today, with the help of God's love, we are given the strength to be true to our own truth and to honor the divine within us. And if you are struggling to be true to yourself and to honor your truth, remember the candle. Remember the flame, that is the flame of divine love burning for you. And behind me on the wall, even if you're not a Christian, for me, I know that my shepherd gave his life for my freedom. The least I can do is to give my freedom in reparation, not just for my sin, but for the sins of my brothers and sisters. So I'm thankful that I can honor my truce. Can you?